Welcome to When Disaster Strikes, Identifying and Protecting Your Vital Records. This video is a short introduction to the concept of vital records and what you can do to protect your vital records before disaster occurs. Vital records are recorded information that must be protected in case of disaster. They are vital to the function of the university and needed to reestablish normal operations after a disaster. Vital records are needed to establish or protect the legal and financial position of the university, and needed to protect and ensure the rights and interests of students and employees. Vital records can exist in any format. Most disasters are unexpected, and because of that are not managed well. There is often a water component and always a panic and rush. As a result, more records than necessary are lost. You can take steps right now to lessen the effects of future disasters by identifying and protecting your vital records before a disaster occurs. When disaster strikes, you can rely on your plan to reestablish operations as quickly as possible. Use the Vital Records Manual available on our website to guide planning for your vital records. The manual is divided into sections to guide you through identifying, assessing, protecting, and recovering your vital records. Let's go over the steps needed to create a plan for your vital records before disaster strikes. Assign responsibility. Create a vital records team that will lead the work to identify your vital records, analyze risks and potential hazards, determine protection and recovery methods, develop recovery procedures, and coordinate the recovery of damaged records. First, you need to identify your vital records. Define the essential functions of the office and identify the records that support those functions. Consider the uniqueness of each record and the relationships between records. Consider any hardware or software necessary for access. How soon after the disaster will you need the records? How long do the records legally need to be kept? After you identify your vital records, you need to assess the risks that they face. When completing a risk assessment, you will identify the risks your office may encounter, determine what level of impact the risk will have, and calculate the probability of that risk occurring. Once you have identified your vital records and assessed your risk, you will choose methods to protect your vital records. Decisions will be based on several factors, including the format of the records and cost and effectiveness of the protection you choose. Back up your electronic records on a regular basis. Ensure backups are in another building or in the cloud. Ensure good login authentication and security. Paper records can be scanned and backed up electronically. Ensure your paper records and data storage are in a safe storage environment that will not be compromised by a prolonged disaster or power outage. Before a disaster, establish an emergency contact list. Develop a map of the locations of vital records. Identify appropriate supplies and vendors for use in the recovery effort. Purchase supplies that are practical to have on hand. During a disaster, you will need to use your disaster plan and force yourself to focus. You should have supplies on hand and be willing to network and ask for help. Remember, the faster you act, the more records you can recover. The first 48 hours are crucial. After a disaster takes place, you will assess the damage to your records and prioritize them for recovery. Mobilize your recovery workforce, get approval and purchase supplies and contact vendors. Remove damaged records from the contaminated areas as quickly as possible. To inhibit mold growth, keep the temperature as cold as possible in rooms that have water-damaged materials. Thank you for joining us for this overview of the steps you can take to protect your vital records. Use our Vital Records Manual online, and please don't hesitate to contact us for help coping during a disaster. And please be sure to try our other online trainings, available for you to take at any time.